Yo, what's up, everybody out there? It's your boy Nuncio, aka none other, reporting to you live and direct, representing God to the fullest in life as you and I both know it. Here we are, another episode here, the first episode actually of 2013. Here, riding with me as I'm rolling in my car, you know what I'm saying, just rattling off at the mouth, rambling and junk, but about significant stuff, majority of the time. Sometimes I may slip up and have some dumb stuff in my mind, like, you know what, I gotta get this out and I gotta share it with the world. But I don't know, this may be one of those cases. Who knows? I'll let you decide. But anyway, it is the year 2013, and for some folk, um, 2012 was supposed to be that D-Day year. You know, kind of people was looking into the Mayan calendar and all that type of stuff, and the Mayan calendar ended and everything. I didn't buy into it. I kind of felt like, you know what, um, the world is not going to end in 2012. It's not going to be no catastrophic event that happens, and it just proves the fact that you really can't predict the future that precise. I mean, people try to say every 20 years something catastrophic happens, but man, there's things happening catastrophically across this globe every single day. Now, granted, there will be a time in which, like kind of like now, in which, you know, the weather is kind of wacky, and there's going to be, you know, more earthquakes and things of that nature reported, and also just actually happening. And I get that from the Bible. The Bible talked about in the last days, the final days in which everything is wrapping up, that there's going to be earthquakes in divers places, and divers doesn't mean like, you know, deep in the ocean. I don't know, maybe it could have been, but in context, it meant that it was in different places, and then it was going to be famines and stuff, and there was going to be wars and rumors of wars, and the fact is that there's always been wars and rumors of wars. There's always been earthquakes in diverse places. There's always been famine. Um, there's always been something wrong with people, but they're perhaps talking about the quantity of how much is happening. One earthquake, that's cool. Two earthquakes, that's yeah. But maybe when you're having like, I don't know, these earthquakes that are like really like heavy, you know, like 7 and above on a Richter scale, and they're happening like every 6 months, then they could possibly be talking about that. And people were trying to say, well, that's just a coincidence when it comes to the Bible. We've always had those situations. And also, 2012 is coming up. You know, this is 2012 and this is the end. And I'm like, man, don't nobody know the day nor the hour in which Christ is going to return. And since he has not returned yet, according to the biblical math of it all, it's supposed to be like 7 years of more life on earth with humanity, or I should say, the existence of humanity on earth 7 years after the rapture. Now, yes, I know the word rapture is not in the Bible, but we use that term as a way of saying being taken away. Okay? Um, so, I'm like, you know, the world ending in 2012 ain't happening. It's not happening. I mean, the world may end for individuals on a day to day basis, but as far as like the whole world or half the planet suffering a great loss, that wasn't going to happen. Actually, that stuff is not going to happen until, like I said, on uh, biblical scales, in which you have like, you know, a star falling out of the sky and poison in the water, and you know, the atmosphere being destroyed to where the UV ray lights is coming in, and all that type of stuff. And there's a scientific truth to a lot of what the Bible was saying is going to happen in the last days. Then there's some fantasy type stuff where you just be like, you know, you scratch your head and you're like, you know what, if I had not grown up being taught this type of religion, I'd probably be like, yeah, that's a bunch of bullcrap. I mean, like, you got beasts coming out of the earth and out of the Euphrates rivers that is down there now, and they're gonna kill people and stuff, and just all these analogies and symbolisms and stuff going on and revelations, and you're just like, I don't know what to believe. I believe it. I know what's going to happen, but I don't know how it's going to happen. Or I don't know if I should take this figuratively, or is this literally gonna happen? So, yeah, here we are, 2013. It didn't happen, folks. It did not happen. And I was actually on Facebook looking for individuals who believed that the year 2012 was going to be it, and that I think it was like on the 21st of December that it was supposed to go down. And I was looking, man. I'm like, you know what, man? There's got to be some sucker out there right now who's giving away stuff, and I have to get my hands on their stuff, on their stuff, um, cause that'd be so awesome, on my behalf. You got people out there who are just that bonkers, rich and poor. But I was hoping more of a rich person to respond to my post, because my post went a little something like this. Hey, to all those that are out there who believe in the year 2012, doomsday, yada, 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 and you're giving away your worldly possessions, please, please contact me, and I will gladly get them off of your hands. You do not have to throw them out the window. You don't have to burn them. You can just call me up, hit me up on Facebook, and email me, do something, get in contact with me so that I could take your car, your house, everything that you own. I will gladly take it off your hands, because according to you, none of it's going to matter anyway. So I did not get any response at all. The only type of responses I got was people saying like, like, or LOL. That was hilarious, V. Didn't think about that. Or I'm right with you. So it kind of made me feel like, well, gosh, I don't know. Flip side of that, are there people really out there that actually believe that? Probably not, according to me, because I didn't get any responses. Darn. But in closing, I want to talk about some movies that I have watched over the past years that was like good apocalyptic movies, like, the end of the world movies. One was 444, and I don't know the people that are in these movies, their names, but look up 444. Um, that was a pretty cool movie. Uh, it was boring in a sense, because it was just like I guess following this guy whose life was almost like a monologue, I guess you can say. And he was just kind of like, just going through the motions of like, what would you do in the final 12 hours? What would happen? Like the news broadcaster, he gave off his last report, and then it was like the screen just, went to snow. And I'm like, dang, like that's kind of crazy. Um, so the whole movie was kind of melancholy. The other movie, um, speaking of melancholy, I think it was actually called Melancholy or something like that, and that had Kirsten Dunst. She was in that movie. That movie was pretty good. That was like about the end of the world and stuff like that. Um, Another movie was one with Steve Carell and some other chick in it. I can't remember the name of that movie at all. Darn, I wish I knew the name of that movie. But that was more of like a comedy, um, dealing with the whole fact that, this is it, and it was nice knowing you, nice meeting you, that type of deal. End of the world. Um, and I'm trying to think if there was any other good end of the world movies. Well, they got one that's getting ready to come out now. It's actually called The End, or The End for those, the whatever. And that looks like that could be pretty good. And it's kind of like, I guess, following like these Hollywood actors, I guess, as they go through the final moments in which the world is ending. Um, I don't know. That looks like another, like, hardcore comedy. Uh, and I think that's pretty much it. But your other your other movies that talk about the end of the world, or civilization as we know it, would be like your zombie movies, and there's tons of those movies out there. But people don't really look at that as being like an apocalyptic type movie, unless you're dealing with like, Resident Evil, that whole genre, in which it's like it really focuses on the whole world, like mankind's existence, the final front, battling against all the evils and sicklies of the world. Um, but yeah, I think that it's pretty cool that people took to that whole 2012 thing, and it's come, it's come, and it's gone. So I don't know. It's like kind of like we feel like we don't have nothing else to look forward to now. It's kind of like, dang, oh my gosh, now what? Now what do we have to make us feel scared? Like, to look down the barrel of time's gun and say, oh my gosh, the trigger's about to be pulled, and then all of a sudden it's like instead of a bullet coming out, it's like a flag that says bang, LOL. So with that being said, I hope I entertained you guys, gave you guys something to think about, or not to think about, and be like, man, whatever, dude. And so until next time, you know, tell a friend, neighbor, family member that you can catch me here on Ustream when I go live. I send out a tweet, so follow me on Twitter at Nuncio78, and then you can also find me Nuncio78 on Facebook, and that's fb.com/Nuncio78. You can also email me at Nuncio78@gmail.com, uh, and yeah, we can link up, chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of cat where I'm like, oh, I'm too good to holler at strangers and stuff like that. So yeah, hit me up. So until then, I am your boy Nuncio, aka none other, saying peace in, guys, and confusion out.